James, building processing capacity is so central, isn't it, to this idea of weaning the US off Chinese rare earths. So can you say where MP Materials is on that journey?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're a public company today, as you know. We're profitable. 4 years ago, my team and I took control of Mountain Pass out of bankruptcy. It had 8 employees. It was in care and maintenance. We relaunched it. We're now the second largest producer in the world. Later this year, we'll be processing separated rare earths. We recently announced last month, actually, that we are going to be building a magnet factory. Look for some news on timing on that as far as when we'll be breaking ground on our quarterly call soon. And we announced a long-term commitment from GM, where we will be making magnets with U.S. materials. So to be clear, MP is actually leading this solution from a private perspective. And once we build the new facility in Fort Worth with GM as a foundational customer, and certainly credit to GM for leading the way in making this commitment and having the vision to invest in helping get this supply chain home. But we will have an end-to-end U.S. supply chain. Materials from Mountain Pass will go to our magnetics facility, MP's magnetics facility in Fort Worth, and GM and other OEMs, as well as other consumers of magnets around the world, will be able to buy from our facility in the U.S., which will, again, be a full U.S. supply chain.
Yeah, full U.S. supply chain. James Martin here, and let me quickly jump in. So I think you hit on something pretty important. Full U.S. supply chain, because, up till now, MP, in terms of mining of rare earths, you're the only one, right? And up till now, there had been no processing capability downstream for rare earth minerals in the U.S. You're saying that you're going to be the first to start that up. What help do you need from the government? What help do you think the government should be giving folks like yourself?
Well, we think it's important that the government lead the way. Government has to encourage industry to invest in this supply chain. But ultimately, the defense needs or defense contractor needs are a small portion of what is actually a much larger commercial opportunity. Like the deal that we announced with GM last month. Certainly, your airwaves are full of talk of electrification. This is a multi-trillion-dollar transformation in the global economy. And actually, this is a very attractive business opportunity. And so the challenge is that as we look to the upstream and the downstream, if you take the street estimates for all of whether it's the existing OEMs or the new electric players, and extrapolate out your estimates over the next 5 or 10 years, in rare earth magnetics, as well as some other areas, and the battery supply chain and other areas, we simply don't have the supply chain. And so actually, we need to incentivize this supply chain, just from a demand standpoint, because there's so much of it. But it's also really important that we have diversity of supply. It's never good to rely on a single point of failure. So we are leading the way on that front.